Hey guys, this is Marcy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to make a video of signs that you might be affected by black magic, and these are all according to Islam. Like, a lot of this stuff that I'll be explaining is in Islam, but these are signs that I have seen in people who have been affected by black magic personally as well. If you guys, for those of you guys who don't know, I used to do black magic. I used to I read tarot and stuff like that, and I used to do black magic. And when I did, I saw these effects on people, and I had similar problems in my life as well as a result of doing black magic. So, without further ado, let's just get into some of the signs that you might have black magic done on you. First of all, health problems. So a lot of the health problems that you might have is just like feeling tired a lot, and this can also be with the evil eye as well, but I'll probably go more into that in another video. You will have health problems. You might have stomach problems, nausea, throwing up, and you might have head problems. One thing that you might also have is if somebody is doing voodoo on you with pins and needles that they're putting into a doll, you might have head pain. If that person is putting the needles in your head, you might, wherever the person is putting needles into you, you will feel like pins and needles like in your head or affected area of body, if that makes sense. And you might feel sick if the person is putting needles in your, like in the head part of the doll. If the person's putting needles there, then that's where you might get the headaches, the fatigue, stuff like that. If the person's putting it in your stomach, that's where you might feel like sickness, nausea, and it's just, it can really mess with your health in that way. Another one is like relationship problems. So if you feel like you are all of a sudden having relationship problems with your person, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you're having relationship problems with them out of nowhere. Maybe you guys are constantly arguing. Maybe you guys are not having time for intimacy anymore, and maybe when you go to that person, when you're away from that person, you might find that you miss them and you want to be around them. But then when you are around the person, the whole thing changes, and all of a sudden you don't want to be around that person. And that's because the way the magic will work is it will make you not want to be around that person and have issues with that person when you guys are together. But when you guys are separate and away from each other, or like calling on the phone, the magic doesn't really work the same as it does when you're in person in general. The other one is you might have bad dreams. So, and what I mean by this is bad dreams that are occurring every night, very vivid, like not just your regular one-off bad dreams. When I had spiritual possession, which I talked about in one of my other videos, I was having nightmares constantly every night, and they would not go away until I started cleansing myself and doing what I had to do to get rid of everything. Constantly had nightmares, and it was horrible nightmares, like, people dying, horrible things happening, like, like demons, like, visions of the other worlds, stuff like that. And another way that you might be experiencing that as well is you could either be oversleeping or you could be not getting enough sleep. So if you find that you can't sleep at night, and maybe this is not something that's usual for you, but maybe you find that you cannot sleep at night all of a sudden, and you can only sleep during the day, and you're sleeping in a lot. And when I had like a lot of magic being done on me, and when I had my possession and stuff like that, I could not sleep during the night at all. I was not comfortable sleeping at night for even a little bit, and I would always wait until sunrise to sleep, because that's the only time I felt comfortable sleeping. And so you might find that you just can't sleep at night, or you might find that you're sleeping too much and having horrible nightmares. The last thing that I will go over is like just general life blockages, like especially when it comes to money. And I'm saying these kind of categories because these are the kinds of spells that people usually will go for when they're going for black magic spells. People will go after people's money, people will go after people's love life, people's health and general well-being. And with the health, I didn't mention, but you might also have like psychological health problems. Like you might find yourself going crazy, and you're trying to talk to people about it, and you're trying to explain to people like what you're going through, and then you feel even more crazy because people are just not understanding what you're saying, and like you just get driven insane in some cases. But yeah, wealth blockages. Maybe you're finding it's really hard to hold down a job or get a job, or you're finding like loss of money, like you can't keep your money, you can't keep your wealth, and you might be finding that just unlucky things are happening in your life. So maybe you're, for example, maybe you're having trouble paying bills, maybe you're behind on your rent, maybe it's getting to a point where you're like gonna have to like remortgage your house, or like lose your house potentially, or something like that, or like get evicted or something. Or maybe all of a sudden like your bank stops working, or like your credit card limit gets lowered out of nowhere. So all of those can be signs, like just random things out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere, just general life blockages that's making it hard for you to keep moving forward in your life. And like these are all of the main signs that I would say are the most important to watch out for. There can be other signs, there can be, you know, I could go further into depth with this video, but this is like kind of a general overview of what you should look out for if you think somebody is doing black magic on you. Now, how do you combat that? How do you get rid of that? So if you're looking for, you know, the Islamic way of curing your problems, your black magic that is being put on you, I found for me, Ruqya, listening to Ruqya Quran verses really helps. So like search up stuff like that. Specifically Ruqya is what's going to kind of help get rid of that, things that untie the knots that people might be doing. Like when they say magic, they say that it's, you know, you're tying knots. Like, you know, there's people who will do like binding spells or like cord cutting spells, stuff like that with knots. So Ruqya helps like break those knots and destroy that, and obviously making sure that you're praying and doing all your prayers, reading the Quran, and just like keeping up with that is what helps protect you and shield you. And then if things get really bad, like if you really are finding you can't get ahead, you can't move past what you're going through spiritually, then try to seek out either a imam or shaykh or a Ruqya healer. So basically, like if you have an imam or a shaykh, I think in the mosque they can help you just with verses, whereas a Ruqya healer, they're not necessarily like always imams or sheikhs, but they know, they have more knowledge about magic, you know, the things that cause it, the things that people have problems with, and they know how to deal with it. Like a lot of Ruqya healers might know how to do magic and might have done magic in the past, but now decide to heal people instead of doing magic on people. So, and also just to keep in mind, you also want to make sure you find the right Ruqya healer, because there are a lot of fake Ruqya healers, and there are healers that will try to trick you into saying verses that could take you out of Islam. So you have to also keep that in mind as well, and be careful of that, and just kind of know what you're looking for if you're looking for that way. But if you don't like have the proper knowledge, it is probably generally a safer bet to go to the mosque to get cleansed. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I want to make more videos like this in the future. Again, this was somewhat of a short video, but just wanted to share because I have, you know, definitely been there, experienced just like spiritual warfare, spiritual attacks, and I want to try and educate people. You know, this is for educational purposes. You know, obviously do more research, but I do hope you guys enjoyed, and definitely stay tuned for more videos that will be like this. And yeah, I'm so excited to keep making videos for you guys and sharing my knowledge. And don't forget to subscribe, and leave a like or a dislike, whatever you feel like. And let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and also hit the bell. And yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.